Good evening, everybody. It's Jeff Kessinger with the Christian County Headliner News, and I'm here to get you ready for Week 4 of the high school football season. And believe it or not, we are already into the middle third of the schedule. Now, last week, Week 3, Nixa picked up an easy 38-0 win on the road. Ozark, in our game of the week, had to go face a really good Carl Junction team. They came up short, 35-14. Now, that game was just 14-0 at the half, 21-7 in the third quarter. But Raekwon Weston, the running back for Carl Junction, is as good as advertised. Had over 100 yards rushing, scored 4 touchdowns. Carl Junction defense was very good too. They held Ozark scoreless until their first drive of the second half. Up in Springfield, Nixa dominated Central about like we expected. The only hiccup in the game was the first possession. Nixa went 3 and out, but they did settle for a field goal, got 3 points, and it wasn't really close after that. Eagles are a little dinged up right now, and that allowed for the emergence of Nate Elmer. He's played a little wide receiver this season, but he also lined up at running back, and he did that very well. Scored 3 touchdowns, about 128 yards rushing, and that was just in one half of action. So we will see where he lines up this coming week. He'd kind of like to be back at running back, but I think he's one of those athletes that just kind of wants to see the field. So where do the COC standings stack up right now? Webb City is 3-0. They are alone atop the standings, sort of. They're a half game ahead of Nixa. Nixa is 2-0 in league play, 3-0 overall. Ozark is tied with Carl Junction. They are both 2-1. And then you've got Willard at 1-1, followed by Branson, Carthage, Republic, and Neosho. State rankings, the COC is well represented. Ozark hangs in there. They're number 10 this week in the Class 5 rankings. Nixa knocking on the door. Another win this week. A couple teams ahead of them lose, and the Eagles could find themselves state ranked. In Class 4, Webb City remains number 1. Carl Junction has moved up from 3 to 2. So the COC, like I said, well represented. 3 teams ranked in the 2 different classes. And it's already time, believe it or not, to start thinking about your district standings. Right now, Ozark is second place in Class 5 District 4, just slightly behind Lebanon. Both teams have a 2-1 record. Lebanon has the benefit of playing a couple of games up against Class 6 opponents, and that gives them some bonus points. In these 6-team districts, though, the top 2 seeds will get a bye, so Ozark's in good shape as long as they can stay in that first or second spot. Nixa, meanwhile, the only unbeaten team left in Class 5 District 5. They are well clear of second place. Willard, a team they've already beaten this year. Carthage, kind of a dark horse right now. They've had a tough schedule early on. Still kind of waiting to see how good they are. And Republic, too, is another team that could be part of the challenge. So this week, Ozark is back home. They're going to look to bounce back against Branson. Branson's a team that hasn't visited Ozark in about 2 years. There's kind of a strange scheduling quirk. So Ozark has played at Branson the last 2 years. Pirates have a new coach this year. Anthony Hayes from Parkview has come over to take over the Branson program. They're off to a 1-2 start, but that's as many games as they won in COC play last year. They are led by Ryan Still, very talented quarterback. He's a run and pass threat and a guy that can really stretch your defense a couple of different ways. Kyle Hunt is the running back, very compact, tough runner, has pretty good speed too, so that gives them another weapon. And then top receiver is probably Carson Knutson. He gives them a deep threat. They're a team that likes to get up and down the field now, and they really have some personnel to do it. Defensively, they've moved to a 4-2-5 formation. They've got a lot of new personnel, especially in the defensive backfield. A lot of players learning a new scheme, so there've been some bumps in the road. But that's a team that is coming on, and I think this should be a good challenge for the Tigers. Ozark lost to Branson 2 years ago. That was a 41-7 score. Last year, they won just 28-16. So Ozark will need to kind of get back on the winning track, and this is going to be a good challenge for them at home against a much improved Branson team. Our Ozark Chevrolet game of the week is going to be Nixa at home against Republic. Republic also has a new coach, Dustin Baldwin. You might recognize that name from Neosho. He took the Wildcats program and really strengthened it, made them very competitive in the last couple of years. So he's brought his spread offense with him over to Republic. They've got a great quarterback, Riley Watkins, in his 3rd year starting on varsity. He's got several talented options at receiver and running back, but this is a brand new scheme for them. They'd been running the double wing offense prior to that with Wes Beechler, so a lot of people learning new roles and a new system. They've had a few hiccups early. Same thing on the defensive side. Republic just 1-2. 2 of those losses, though, have come against state-ranked teams. They've lost to Webb City, they've lost to Carl Junction. They opened their season with Branson. Defense is a bit of a question mark for the Tigers. They've surrendered over 100 points already this season. They're allowing 35 points per game. But again, 2 of those were against state-ranked opponents. So Nixa has a chance to get off to 4-0 start, second year in a row, opportunity to maybe get themselves ranked. So tomorrow morning, I want you to go to ccheadliner.com. We've got 2 preview stories for you, one from Nixa, one for Ozark. And then to get onto Twitter, follow at Alec McChesney. He's going to be at the Branson Ozark game over at Tiger Stadium. I will be over at Eagle Stadium for Nixa versus Republic. Follow at Headliner Sports to get live updates there. We'll have a couple of live videos for you on Facebook with highlights and interviews from both games, and then get back onto ccheadliner.com for game stories and for photo galleries. So thank you all so much for watching. Hope this was informative and helpful, and we look forward to seeing you at the game Friday night.